Khan, hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, bear with me, Aki Aminakwa. Let me move my car up a little bit. Hold on. I'm over here by the beach. I want to get under some shade. You know what I mean? So the phone doesn't overheat. Hey, bear with me. Right near this tree, like the only one in sight over here on this coastline. But I got it. We here. But yeah, hey, Shalom, beloved Aki Aminakwa. Hey, bear with me. Salakia. Turn this off. Make sure the sound is still good. But yeah, hey, Shalom. Yeah, Khan, we good. Khan, hey. So yeah, hey, Shalom, Shalom, hey. It's just Bayan back again to the spirit and power of our power. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, to bring forth prophecy, man. You know, bring forth prophecy. The Lord blessed me with a title. All right, and as you can see, the title of the lesson is a coordinated sabotage, man. All right, and this is what we're witnessing. I got the meaning of it, all right, in Google, right, which it's heavy. It was better on my phone, all right. Now, you saw with this AI technology, man, and this man's able to manipulate and all types of shit, man. Because the definition I get on my phone, it's a bit more critiqued, and I tried to send it to my son's tablet, but it's only generating what it wants to on this. But needless to say, it still hits, right? But needless to say, this is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing a coordinated sabotage, okay? What we're witnessing, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, of course, the global elite, all right, coordinate a sabotage of this beast system. Why? To bring forth the technocracy of a system they want to bring forth, man, which evolves around their digital currency, which revolves around the microchip, the device the size of a grain of rice that he wants to put into your body, man. All right, which will allow him to gain access to your fate. You see, it will put him on the level of a god, man. And this is him calling himself stealing back the birthright. All right, so what we're witnessing with all this, with all these government assistant programs going left, the government tanking, you know, right? Excuse me, Slovakia. The government still shut down, right? All this we're seeing, this whole Antifa situation, all right? Everything that we're witnessing regarding those things and more, all right, is being orchestrated, all right, by the powers that be, all right, in efforts to bring forth, all right, this technocracy, man, to bring forth this system controlled by technology, all right? This, and again, which this nigga calls himself, got stealing the birthright back, all right? He knows he has to revive this, he has to revive his system, all right? Because this one here, the system as we know it, all right, it's in its final moments. All right, it's on its last lifeline. It's towards the end of its last lifeline. You see, he needs to go. Esau needs to change this thing all up. All right, hence why your boy Trump, you are the president, which will be likened unto the Pharaoh, which will be likened unto the poster child, all right, for the elite, right, is surrounding himself around technocrats. Right, because this is the system they want to bring, that they want to bring forth a draconian system, again, which evolves around technology. Now, I got an article I want to share with you, beloved Aki Aminakwa, as well, you know, through the spirit. But needless to say, let's get this meaning, right, of a coordinated sabotage, right? AI overview, simple Google search, right? A coordinated sabotage, is a deliberate act of disruption or destruction carried out by multiple actors, right? Or at multiple locations simultaneously, creating maximum impact. Now, when I search this up on my phone, which I'm using for the live stream right now so I can't get it, the definition, the meaning that came up via AI, it was talking to a system. It pretty much is worded, it says a coordinated sabotage is a deliberate act of disruption or destruction carried out by multiple variables to assist to destroy a system or disrupt the system, which we know, again, this is what Esau is doing via the economy, right? There's many things he's utilizing to disrupt and collapse this system as we know it, so he can bring forth his new system. You see? And then the Lord blessed me with an article which is tapping directly into that, man. And mind you, this is not a U.S. of A. only coordinated sabotage. No, this is a global sabotage. Okay, hence why you see this beast system collapsing. All right, and these other nations are involved as well. All right, because the whole Revelations 13:16 is a global stance. It's a global move. Okay, but remember, America is the hammer of the earth. You know, so this place right here is leading the charge and bringing forth this new digital world. Bear with me. You see that? And we know exactly what this guy is doing. All right, we see him operating in the dark through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai, through the Rakak. And so ultimately, it's woe unto him, man. As scriptures tells me, when you go to Isaiah, let me go here. When you go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 15, and it reads, surely your turning of things upside down shall be, actually, no, I'm sorry, 15, right? And it reads, Isaiah 29 and 15, woe unto them, destruction unto them, right, that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? And their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us? And who knoweth us? Well, who sees you are the angels, first and foremost, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, as they do reconnaissance missions on your system via the various, as you call them, UFOs, right, which we know them as IFOs, right? They're identifiable flying objects, being that they're the chariots of Israel. All right, spying out the land, man, bringing back report to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that this place is ripe and ready, all right, to be transitioned from one people to another. Okay, and the men of the Lord see you, right, through the Rakak Wadash, the Holy Spirit. Bear with me, Yaki Aminakwa. Let's go get this in the Good News Bible as well. Let's get this in the Good News Bible real quick. Where's the Good News? Where do I got that at? I must have deleted it. All right, so let me get it. Bear with me, Akiyam. Isaiah 29 in the Good News Bible. Salakia. We're going to jump on down to verse 15, and it reads, and the heading, right? The heading for this is hope for the future. Okay? Where we know, as far as Esau's concerned and the rest of these heathen, there is no hope for the future. All right? Because what we're witnessing is a transition of power. This is why Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white men in the form of the elite, they're desperately, deliberately destroying the system. Okay? In efforts to bring forth a new system which will revive their rulership. It will revive their power. Okay? But it's ultimately a figment of their imagination, man. And all they're doing is playing out prophecy as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai designed. Let's go. Isaiah 29 and 15 in the Good News Bible. And it reads, those who try to hide their plans from the Lord Yahweh are doomed, man. All right? And this is all this dude's been trying to do throughout the course of his reign of terror. All right? Since this man's came into the power seat, all right, this man's been trying to hide himself, man. All right, through the elite. All right, and he was able to do that for quite some time. Right? Until the time came, right, where he will be revealed in his time. And this is what we're witnessing real time. Esau's being revealed. Right? And it's through this word, it's through the Holy Spirit he's being revealed, man. You see, as scriptures tell us, right? He will be consumed by the spirit of the Lord's mouth, man. Okay? See that? Let me continue on. Right? They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. But contrary to popular belief, all right, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is resting on the planet, right? Ultimately through his men, which is allowing the light to shine on evil E. All right, starting with the top. All right, which is pretty much bringing truth to the table, man. Which is the kryptonite to Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. We know what this dude's doing. We know what this dude's talking about in these think tanks. All right, we know what these summit meetings are about. All right, we know what these world economic global meetings are about. All right, we know what they're conspiracizing on. All right, we know what they're pondering on and putting theory to. You see? And it's ultimately to rule the world with an iron fist continuously, man, to steal back the birthright, man. All right? Hey, just like Elisha back in the time of Jehoram, the king of the northern kingdom, right? When he delivered him from the Syrian king. Let me go to that account real quick. Bear with me, Akiyamanakwa. We know what this nigga's talking about in his secret places, man. Let's go. Bear with me, Akiyamanakwa. Let me go get this real quick. I believe that's in 2 Kings. Let me search this up. Let me see here. I know it's in 2 Kings, if I'm not mistaken. But let's find out right now. Let me just type in bedchamber. Hold on. Second Kings, the 6th chapter. Let's go. Right? Let me start at verse 8. We'll start at verse 8. The book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, and verse 8, and it reads, Then the king of Syria warred against Israel, right? And took counsel with his servants. And again, at this time, Jehoram or Joram was another name he went by, right? Was king of, this is talking to the northern kingdom right here. All right? Israel talking to the northern kingdom. The Syrian king was born with the northern kingdom via Joram being king at this time for edification, right? And took counsel with his servant, saying, and such a place shall be my camp. See? Because he wanted to take over Samaria. Look it. And the man of power sent unto the king of Israel, saying, Beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And this man of God, this man of power, is talking to Elisha, as we're going to continue to read, right? And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of power told him and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice, man. So Elisha saved him. Elisha gave him a heads up, gave him the drop on the Syrians, man, as far as how they were moving and trying to catch him slipping. You see that? How did he know this? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, through divine communication, through prophecy. Look. Therefore, the heart of the king of Syria, or the mind, was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servants and said unto them, Will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? So he called his servants like, yo, there's a leak. There's a leak amongst us, man. All right? There's a spy amongst us. This was the counsel that the king of Syria was having with his servants, because how his plans and plots to get at Joram or Jehoram or what have you were being found out. You know, he's like, there's gotta be a spy amongst us, man. Who is it? Check this out. And one of his servants said, "None, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber," man. Okay? So, hey, just like Elisha, hey, we've been given the divine communication, understanding through prophecy of what evil E, all right, is going to do in these days to come. All right? Ultimately, we're going to, through this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, through the Rakakwadash, through the Holy Spirit, right? Through the frustrating of the token of the liars, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, this is going to drive Esau to come down with great wrath. You see, because all of his steps are being measured, man. And there's nothing he's doing that can't be calculated through the Holy Spirit. You know? Which is going to ultimately drive this dude into the psych ward. All right, this is what's going to make old boy descend upon the inhabitants, man. And you already see him activating. You already see him activating, man, as he sends National Guard throughout the country to various states right now. And of course, the target is Jake, right? Because these are the two main characters in this movie, man. All right, other than the directors of the movie being Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the two main actors in the movie, right, is Jacob and Esau. See? Which is why it makes sense, all right, that you so-called Negroes, right, us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the talking point, right, for these ICE raids, man. The face of these ICE raids. Because this is the beginning stages of Esau coming down with great wrath. You see? Because he knows he has but a short time. He's got to bring forth this system. He's got to start making changes. He's got to vamp it up. He's been dragging his feet way too long, man. It's time for him to bring Demolition Man to life. Yeah, if you ever watch Demolition Man, you see? Demolition Man, Esau shows his most intimate thoughts, all right, in the movie Demolition Man. All right, that what you witness in Demolition Man, all right, is what Esau fantasizes about, man. All right, when I say Esau, we're talking about the powers that be. They fantasize about that type of power, man. All right, to be able to control the whole situation, bro, through technology. Know what you're talking about, can stop you in your tracks, you know, can ice you over for as long as he wants and then bring you back to life. You know? Watch Demolition Man, you will see it. You see, but this is what it is, man. Alright, bear with me, Akiyan. We know what this dude's talking about in his bed chambers, bro. Alright, let's go here. Let's hit up this article real quick. I got this article, right, from Zero Hedge. It's dated, let me get the date on this, October 24th, right, 2025. So it's fresh off the press. Right, the title reads, "What Americans Worry About." All right. Now it reads, more than half of Americans said that they considered the cost of living among the biggest issues plaguing the country, right? This is more than any of the other 17 issues surveyed by Statista Consumer Insights among 60,000 Americans between October 24th and September 25th, right? And they got this survey where they laid out 10 areas, right, of the system, and it really globally, as we're gonna read into, you will see. That are pretty much issues. And that's the spirit that is 10, right? Because 10 goes into perfection, right? And these are the 10 right here. We're going to go through them real quick. Right, the first one is rising prices and inflation, right? Cost of living. Again, this is being controlled by the powers that be, right? Don't they have so much money that is liquid? They control the resources, man. All right, they can stop poverty in its tracks if they wanted to right now, today, but they won't because they're the wicked, right? So look at crime. All right, and then we know crime, right? We know they have crisis actors. Right, this whole Antifa situation, this whole no kings situation, they see the elite control the narrative when it comes to crime rate. Right, they can slow that down too if they wanted to. You know, but no, they instigate it. They want to accelerate it. But it's the power. That's all through the spirit and power again of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Right, but look, economic situation. Right, the economy's collapsing. Why? Because it's orchestrated. They definitely want to collapse the economy. Why? Because this new system that they're bringing forth, it's digital economics, man. All right, it's not going to no longer be a fiat currency, man. Paper money, no. They're taking this thing digital, bro. All digital. To where you operate is purely digital. You see? Health and social security, right? Poverty. Right, and this is controlled by the elite, right? And the whole idea of you having a social security, right, that puts you directly into the category of being a slave. They numbered us all. They numbered all of us, man. They put a number on us, right? And health, hey, what are they doing? They're taking away your Medicare, right? Through the Trump regime, right? They're wiping out these government assistance programs, bro. Right, which is going to bring that poverty. It's going to increase that poverty. Right, they're taking the nipple out of you niggas' mouths now, man. But it's all again. It's an organized. It's an organized. It's an event. You see? Look, housing, education. Come on, immigration, unemployment, climate change. You see? These are all things that they can control to bring forth this coordinated sabotage. Now, real quick, let me get a little bit more of this article, showing you that it's global. Look, around 40% of respondents considered crime, the economy, health, and social security, as well as poverty and housing, major issues, man. Right, because the powers that be need to put your backs against the wall. And efforts for you to comply, right, when it's time for that reality to settle in, to bring forth that what? Revelations 13:16. Approximately a third of respondents said the same about education, immigration, unemployment, and climate change. Worry about inflation was very widespread among the 21 countries in the survey. All right? Many nations collectively rated it as the biggest issue right now. Not surprising in the current global environment of rising or persistently high prices, man. So you see, this is a global survey because this is a global stance. Because Esau's trying to bring forth a global change. Okay? Being that he has control over the world stage. He's trying to further his blessing. All right, is what this guy is trying to do. Okay? He came into his blessing he received in Genesis 27 during the Renaissance period. All right, where he was able to travel all around the world, man. All right, and ultimately gain control, all right, over the globe. All right, and over the airspace. And over the resources. You see? Which brought forth the reality of the blessing he received in Genesis 26 by Isaac. At the end of his blessing, all right, or via prophecy, it was told that the older should serve the younger. You see, which goes into the birthright. What Esau's trying to do, he's trying to prolong his blessing, and some way, somehow, steal back the birthright that he sold to Jacob for some uncooked soup, pottage, man. All right, how crazy that story may sound to a mere mortal, that's the reality of the story. Esau's trying to extend his blessing to try to some way, somehow, steal back the birthright. Yup, contrary to popular belief. That's why this is a global stance. But understand, it starts right over here in the mouth of the beast. Right? The abominations of the earth, pursuing the Revelation 17 and 5. It starts right here in Babylon the Great. You see? This place is going to be this place is going to lead the charge. All right, with this technological stance that Esau is trying to bring to fruition, man. Here we go. Look, a problem the United States rated higher than other countries was crime. Let's read that again. The problem out of those 10 things, right? The problem the United States rated highest than other countries was crime. Why? Again, because this is the hammer of the earth for one, and for two, the scriptures tell us. Let me go get it. Let's go to Revelations. Remember, the scriptures tell, hey, by violence, this place is going to go down, man. It's going to be a violent overthrow. Look. It's not going to be a smooth transition. Let me go here real quick. Bear with me. Make sure that live stream's still going. All right, Revelations 18 and verse 20. We'll start at verse 20, and it reads, "Rejoice over her, thou heaven, ye holy apostles and prophets." Right. Right, this is talking to elect. You beloved elect, right? Ye heaven. Right? Starting with the prophets of the Lord and the apostles. You see that? That's what this is talking to. We are to rejoice over her, man. Rejoice over the downfall of Babylon the Great. Why? Because the kingdom of heaven is ushered forth right after that. For power Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai hath avenged you on her, man. Okay? The Lord is going to avenge us on this place, man. Everything that these people have done to us as a nation, man. Everything that we've gone through as a people on the soils of America, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to avenge us for it, man. And Lord willing, we're here to actually see it with our own two eyes, man. Lord willing. Either way, we'll see it through the Spirit. You know? Because it's undoubtedly going to happen. All right, verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all." And the climax of the violence that's going to come upon this place is when those missiles, those intercontinental ballistic missiles, and the direct energy weapons from the chariots, man, all right, descend upon this place, bro. That's going to be the climax of the violence that's going to come upon this place. But it's going to be a buildup. Because again, we're coming into the time of what? Of great poverty, famine, right? Which is going to bring civil unrest, man. Uproars of the people, race wars, sex wars, man. Political wars, bro. All right, the Lord's going to turn this place inside out. Okay? It's going to be a build-up to that great and terrible day of the Lord come. You see? So it's no surprise in this article that America is rated highest for the crime. Because this is where, hey, the Lord's going to really take that swing on, man. This is the melting pot. All right? This is the melting pot for the destruction that's coming. You read about in Revelations 18, man. This is it. This is that lake of fire that people get confused with hell. All right? This is it right here, man. This landmass. All right, what do you think John the Revelator saw in Revelations 15? You see? Matter of fact, let's go get that. The book of Revelations, chapter 15 and verse 1, and it reads, "And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, man. 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of power." And this is showing you that the angels have control through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai of these destructive plagues, man. You see? The angels have control over the destroying wind, as you read about in Revelation 7. They've been given the power to hold it back until the set time is ordained. You see? Look it. And I saw as it was a sea of glass mingled with fire, right? And them that had gotten the victory over the beast. Now that sea of glass mingled with fire, John the Revelator was in a chariot. He's in a chariot looking down up on the firmament, right? Because you got to be way up to avoid this destruction of these missiles, right? Because that radiation cloud goes way up, right? He was looking down, seeing the destruction of Babylon the Great. Watch, look. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over what? Over the beast, right? Which is what? This system, this beast system, is consisting of the NATO and the EU, with the harlot America riding the beast, right? Look. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image, which is everything you see around you, right? And over his mark, right? Revelations 13:16. All right, which is where Esau's trying to take this thing. You see, this is what this whole self-destruction, all these self-destructive moves are about. Esau's doing. You see, he's trying to get to that chip, right? Look at over the number of his name, right, which is synonymous with the chip, because the number of his name that goes into that UPC code that's going to be on the chip, right? Which is the Kasai stigma. You see, Kai Kasai stigma, right? Yeah, I've been practicing how to say that. Let's go. Right, study to show yourself approved. Now I'm just messing around. But that was a tongue twister for me for a long time. But I can say it now. The why you shine. Right? Look it. Right? Stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of power. Right? The harps of the victory, baby. Right? Look it. And they sing the song of Moses, man. Right? That old song. That new song, that's an old song. That's an old song, that's a new song. Right? And they sung the song of Moses, the servant of power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works. Lord power almighty, just and true are thy ways. Thou King of saints, man. Okay, and we know the saints are the Israelites, pursuing the Psalms 50. I like to go there a lot, because that really nails the point home. It's also in Psalms 138, I think it is. Yeah, I believe it's in Psalms 130. I could be wrong, but needless to say, either way it goes, the saints are the Israelites. That's clear. You see, those that be a covenant with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua do sacrifice, man. And no one was there in Exodus 24 but the tribes. All right, that's an argument that can easily be ended. All right, with going to the Torah, or going to the Tanakh rather. All right, and the whole conversation's over. You see, like any other conversation that you wacky-tacky, bugged-out so-called Christians have to argue. All right? Your doctrine has been dismembered, smothered out, and disintegrated, right, through the truth. So that's another lesson. That's another talking point for another time. Right now, we got this Scopeo on Evil E. Right? We got this Scopeo on Evil E and his Coordinated Sabotage. Right? And as they say in the world, desperate times call for desperate measures. Right? And this is why he's desperately, all right, trying to bring forth this system, right, which is going to only buy him a little bit more time, which time that the Lord ordained for him anyway. Because when you read Job 14, it goes into how he can't pass. Let me go get that real quick. So a little bit of time he thinks he's buying for himself was already ordained of the Lord. Job 14:5, and it reads, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, man. You see, so these little schemes that he's trying to run with, right? These little, create a mischief through a lie, trying to blame Jake for everything, trying to, all this is doing is setting them up for the L. Oh, you know what? I had to go down in Isaiah 29. I almost forgot. Through the Spirit. Let's go back in the GMB. I wanted to read down in that a little bit. In Isaiah, bear with me. Let me see here. Isaiah 29. I wanted to read down in that a little bit. Let me see here. I wanted to get 16. I'll read from the top again though. Isaiah 29 and 15. And again, the heading reads, hope for the future. Which there is no hope for Esau's future. You see, there's no hope for Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, and the rest of these heathen. There's no hope for them. And there's hope for 2/3 of Jacob. Why? Because they're going to come back into the kingdom perfect. Right? But they're going to have to die. They're going to have to learn death by pain on this side. But there's hope for them. You know, because they're going to come back in that second covenant, glorious, man. But there's no hope for you Edomites, man. All right? And there's no hope for you heathen. And honestly, there's even hope for the heathen other than Esau. Because they're going to be able to rejoice at the end of the day and actually enjoy the paradise of our earth that's going to come forth after that 1,000-year captivity they all got to serve. And we know Esau's going to be, see you later, buddy. All right, so long, E. Pursuing the Obadiah 1 and 18. All right, Numbers 25, and so on and so forth. All right, we know Esau's going to be eradicated. So, hey, when push comes to shove, hey, even the heathen, at the end of the day, because the scriptures tell us they're gonna have a burial. You know, they're gonna have a resting place. They're gonna have a piece of land that we grant them access to, where they're gonna be able to enjoy the paradise of our earth. So, anyways, right, and it reads Isaiah 29 and 15. Those who try to hide their plans from the Lord Yahweh are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing, man. And we already broke all this down, and we went into Elisha, right, during the time of King Joram or Jehoram or what have you, the king of the northern kingdom, when he was warring with that Syrian king. All right, where the Syrian king had planned and plotted on taking out Joram on 2 occasions, but couldn't do it because Elisha gave Joram the drop on him through the Spirit. You see? He knew what the Syrian king was talking about in his bedchamber through the Spirit, through that divine communication, man. Right? And this is the ability we have through prophecy, through the Holy Spirit today, real time. There's how we know what Esau's doing, where he's going, and that this is a coordinated sabotage. But he's got these people fooled. He's running circles around them. You know? Here it is. He's taking these government assistant programs away for a moment. Right, and these people are already planning and plotting, right, on how they're going to do wickedness in efforts to continue their madness, man. You see? But anyways, let's continue on. They turn everything upside down, right? Which is more important, right? The potter or the clay, right? Can a thing which someone has made say to its maker, you didn't make me? Or you don't know what you are doing, right? So this nigga that's turning things upside down, Esau, right? Who's more important, him or Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the power that created this dude? Right? And this is where faith comes in. You see, this is where faith comes in, man. All right? This is where those of us that have been given this engrafted word that's able to save our soul, see, we're going to come to the conclusion that Esau's not in control if we eat. Esau's not in control if we live. Okay? No. Esau is just a creation on the left-hand side by our power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, to fulfill the Lord's will. You see? And ultimately, we got to fear the Lord. Right? And realize that he's in control of all these things, man. Contrary to how 2/3 of our people think. You see, they're leaning upon him that smote them, not realizing that Esau, the one that's smoting them, is in control, is being controlled by their power. But Jacob's blindfolded. But the water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, for we see and we know and we hear. Let me go get this real quick. I'll probably close out with this. Let's go to Habakkuk real quick. The book of Habakkuk, yeah, I'll close out with this right here. Behold, behold, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4, and it reads, behold, which means look, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in a man. This is talking to Esau. This proud, diabolical, beastly of a man, woman, and child, their soul is not upright in a man. All right, they're carnal, the bloodthirsty, all right, and profane, which means outside of the temple, right? And they're not to be trusted. We've been warned not to trust our enemy, and we know he's the arch enemy of our nation. We've been warned not to trust this guy, right? But look it, and the elect won't. Look, but the just shall live by faith, man. Okay, this precept is saying so much and so much with so little words, man. All right? The just is going to live by faith. We're not going to worry about this proud demon, man. All right? And what he's got to say about everyone's fate. No, the little bit of power that Yahweh Shai gave this dude has gotten to his head. Man, let me get one more. The scriptures tell us this. If I can word it right, let me see. Lord willing, I can find it. Let me see here. I had issues trying to find it last time because I was wording it wrong. Oh my goodness. What is it? Fear not the words of a let me see. Bear with me, Yaki Amanakwa. I think I can find it. Let me try this. Let me try looking it up like this. Bear with me. I remember I had issues trying to find this last time. Let me see if you brothers posted it up. Because I know brothers be on fire. I know no one posted it up yet. And let me see. I might be able to find it. Let me try one more thing here. Damn, it's a fire precept. Maybe it'll come up this way. There's a certain way you gotta word it. Let me see if the brothers put it up. Nah, fear not the words of a wicked man. How is it? It's not coming up that way. Shit, I remember I worded it a different way and it came out. I should have remembered the precept, but I forgot. I want to say it's in the Apocrypha. Maybe I can find it this way. I think I remember the end of it. Let me see here. The water Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I found it. The water Yahweh. And I will not, Lord will, and I won't forget it. This time. I knew it was in the Apocrypha. First Maccabees 2:62. Wow. Lord willing, I won't forget it next time. Right? Check this out, Aki Yamanakwa. We'll close out with this. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai. First Maccabees in the Apocrypha, right? Chapter 2 and verse 62, and it reads, "Fear not the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms," man. Meaning what? He's gonna die, man. All right, evil E's on his way out, right? Evil E's out of here. Let's continue. The spirit's hot, man. Let me get this. I wanted to close out. Let me just get one more, because I do got to go. Let me get this. Ready? We'll close out with this. Yeah, man, this nigga's going to die at the end of the day, man. Why we scared of this guy? Don't fear him. Don't fear his words. He's a complete demon, man. Look, the book of Ecclesiastes, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 10, and we out of here, right? The physician cutteth off a long disease, man. And we know that disease is Esau, right? He's the one destroying everything in sight. All right, everything he puts his hands to, destruction lies in his path. All right, just take a look at the earth for what it is since he's been in power. All right, from the access he's been given in the heavens, right, with his space station, there's space junk, right, to the access of the oceans and the seas. There's plastic islands, bro. All right, obviously as far as the land's concerned, he's executed deforestation. Right? This nigga's got suicide seeds, man. Right? Or Terminator seeds or what have you. Right? We're destroying the harvest. He's never stopped sowing. Right? This nigga's out of his mind. He's a maniac. The air's contaminated. The water's polluted. These natural waterways are finished, bro. You try to drink from a natural water source, man. And watch what's going to happen to you hours out. The Lord's got to come destroy this guy. He's gonna. Look at the physician, which is Yahushai, cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die, bro. This is why I don't fear this dude's words, man. What he's got to say, his legislation, none of that matters, man. Hey, the prophets are over his authority, man, pursuant to Jeremiah, the 1st chapter. You see, the prophets are coming in the authority. The prophets are coming as ambassadors of the highest power conceivable, man. And his only begotten son. This what we say is authority, man. What we say through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai is going to stand. Why? Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to confirm the words of his servants, man. Right? What we're speaking, it's the end all be all. Right? Not some legislation or some Code 252 L docket bullshit, bro. And that's real. Right? And it's time, hey, we're going to see. You see? At the end of the day, fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All we got to do is put our trust in him and completely invest in the Lord. And he's going to be there for us, man. See? He's going to be there for us. That's how the Lord rocks. Right? He's not unrighteous to forget our works and labors of love, man. He's going to rock with us. We rock with him. He's going to rock with us. But I'm going to leave you with that, beloved Aki Amenakwath. Hey, Esau's losing. All right? This whole coordinated sabotage. He's pretty much leading himself to his doom. All right? I'm going to leave you with that, beloved Aki Amenakwath. Hey, Lord willing, you will edify. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. Hey, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Again, Lord willing, you beloved Aki Amenakwath edified. Excuse me. Lord willing, you Aki Amenakwath were edified, spiritually fed, and informed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom.